Greetings everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been about 2 weeks since my last upload, and I've been trying to come up with an idea for a video. Before coming up with an idea, what I did was rebrand my YouTube channel with a new name. I only have one uploaded video, so this was like the best time to do it because it's the beginning. So instead of being the complain guy, I changed the YouTube channel name to Let's Talk, and this will give me a broader categories of things to talk about, not just complaining about stuff. So with that being said, let's proceed to our first video of Let's Talk. So starting off this video, what I basically want to do is give you a brief rundown of how I want Let's Talk to work. So Let's Talk is supposed to be me basically just talking about things going on around me, around the world, or things that might be interesting to me or to you guys, whoever is watching. So don't be afraid to give me some ideas or some preferences or some general categories of things that you might want me to talk about. For the time being, I'm just going to be going off of things that I might feel like I want to talk about. That's either and I'm glad you asked, because what I mean by it is, let's take for an example what's going on with me right now. I recently moved about 2 months ago to Virginia Beach, and I used to live in New York, and the reason for moving is because of the ongoing epidemic. Now, me moving to Virginia Beach was a big step. It was a great step for me. I feel like I'm very refreshed, and I'm now starting YouTube as a way to really push myself to start doing things that I want to do. So after moving to Virginia, we moved into this really nice apartment and this new community where it's gated, everything looks nice, everything is recently renovated or recently built, and in the beginning everything was basically fine. Now things started to change after about a couple of weeks that started getting a little bit irritating. One, there was supposed to be some rules and regulations about parking that weren't really enforced in the beginning, which is understandable given the fact that they were still trying to get things together. But after they started sending email notifications about designated parking and visitors parking in the visitors section, I started noticing that a lot of people started having a lot of people over. Now, I don't want to be that guy to complain about people having company. By all means, I really don't care what other people do. What I do care about is what other people might do that will affect me. So what's been going on is that a lot of people has been having their friends over because the community is like really nice. We have a really nice clubhouse with a game room that has ping pong table, pool tables, Monopoly, and Scrabble, and a lot of people just been hanging out there. But the issue is that when people come over, they're not parking in their designated areas, and they're taking up all the parking literally right in front of a place where it should be a parking that I could park in, or a parking that the neighbor could park in. Now, I sound like, hey, stop whining about it, but trust me, if it was you, you'd probably be very annoyed. But that's like the least of the things that annoy me. That was just the first thing. What really annoys me is that this is a community that has a lot of pets. This is a pet area community. Everybody has their dogs, from small dogs to big dogs, and we have like a dog park, and there's a lot of grass area. So it's really made for people who really love their pets. Now the problem is that if you have a pet, you have to be responsible. And what I've been noticing is that a lot of people don't like to pick up after their dogs. And this is very, very annoying. I don't understand why is it so difficult to pick up after your pet. If you have a big dog and your dog takes a big dump, then you should be prepared to pick up that big dump and throw it away, not leave it on the sidewalk or leave it on the grass, just to lay there and just over time then disappear. We recently got a email about it, telling everyone to make sure our dogs are on leashes and to pick up, after our pets. But it's just they don't enforce it, so it's kind of annoying. So this is one of those things where it's like you move to a place, you think things are going to be a certain way, and it's not. Now, my issue with that is I pick up after my pets all the time. To be perfectly honest, there's probably 1 or 2 times where the dog might have used the bathroom and I couldn't find where they used it at. Because usually those times would be like in the middle of the night. It would be super cold, and it just, I can't see it. In that regard, the dog poop is very small because I got small dogs, so not saying that it's fine, but when you have a large dog, there's no way that you can't see where they use the bathroom at. And that's just, you don't understand how that affects other people. Now you have to watch your step when you walk into grass areas. If a person steps in it, now they have to come back to their home, take off their shoes before probably even walking in, just to wash their shoe, and do all that because you just neglected to pick up after your pet. And most likely, if someone was to say something about it, or in the email they want us to take pictures, which is, I feel like it's gonna cause issues, for people saying, why are you taking a picture of me? But if someone takes a picture of you, you'll probably be upset and ask, why are you taking a picture of me? And then if they was to tell you, you probably will feel like you're the victim of something, when clearly it's happening because you neglected to follow whatever rules were set. And these are like the kind of things that are very annoying to me recently. So common courtesy, I feel like you don't find it too often, and more I've been noticing it just everywhere. Take for example me going to the supermarket, and you have people who are shopping and everyone has a shopping cart, and especially when it's a little pack, you might want to make sure that yes, you to the side and you're getting your whatever off the shelf, but make sure you push your shopping cart to the side with you and angle it so it doesn't be in a way, or make space for people to go back and forth. Not leave your shopping cart in an angle in the middle of the pathway and have people have to ask you excuse me, or just wait there to try to get your attention, or just wait there because they want to be polite and let you not feel pressured. It just causes an issue in any aspect of that, because it's just a simple common sense. Let me push my shopping cart to the side and let someone else be able to pass through while I look on these shelves. Now you're gonna have people who probably wants to look in the same area, and that's fine. Those people can wait. But the thing that is very annoying is when the shopping cart is just left in the middle of the pathway. And the same thing goes for if someone does push their shopping cart, let's say to the left side of the pathway, leaving the right side open, and someone will come to the right side and leave their shopping cart directly next to that other person's shopping cart and just block off the entire, I don't understand what's the reasoning behind doing that if you know that that's just going to block anybody from going back and forth? And if you don't know, then it's just, I don't understand how there's just a lack of this much common sense between a lot of people. Because it's not, I see this a lot. It's not just one time, it's a lot of times. And I know there's probably someone else who's just as annoyed when they go shopping and they have to deal with that person who just wants to be in the way all the time. Like, I'm a type of person that I don't want to be in a store too long, because then I might just start buying unnecessary crap. And I just want to be in and out. I want to go get everything on my list and be out. And then you have those people who, yeah, you want to take your time looking at stuff, but then they're taking their time and preventing you from moving quickly because they don't have enough common sense to just leave space for you to go back and forth or go through an aisle. So that's just 3 different examples of just being courteous. Another is driving. Driving in Virginia is terrible because you have so many people that will drive slow, and they would just cause a whole bunch of traffic, and then you would try to get around that person and someone else would try to get around that person, but one person will do it right and the other person wouldn't. And what I mean by that is you could put on your signal light and start to turn and everyone know, hey, look, I'm going to the left or the right. And then you have somebody trying to go to the same lane as you without using any signal lights. So you don't know what their intentions are. You don't know what direction they're trying to go in. And that causes an issue. And it actually is a big problem. I've been noticing there is a lot of crashes going on in the Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. And I moved from New York where there was crazy traffic, but I never witnessed a crash every single week. There were times where traffic will build up, and that's because someone popped a tire, their car just kind of broke down, and that's a lot of the reasonings for traffic being called. Sometimes it's the police getting involved, but for a full-on crash, maybe a bumper to bumper tap what happened, but a full-on crash where 2 vehicles are damaged rarely ever happened back in New York. And it's just crazy to see that this happens so frequently over here. And I don't understand what the local law enforcement and whoever's in charge is doing about that, because I've been noticing you have a lot of people especially from different states, all driving in different ways. And for the most part, a lot of people just don't follow basic rules. They don't use their signal lights. A lot of the times I see people speeding very fast on just regular roads. Highways is one thing, but just backstreet roads is not a place you will want to speed. And some drivers just seem so unsure, like they don't know exactly where to go, and they make a split-second decision at the very last minute, or when they arrive to an exit, they decide this is not the exit for them, and they will quickly just pull to the left and with no signal light and just try to get in. And there can be a lot of cars coming, and they don't give any kind of indication that they're gonna go to the left, and at some points it seems like they just don't care. This is a very, very annoying thing about driving in Virginia Beach, especially when you have to drive so much to get anywhere you need to get to. Like I said, I came from New York. New York had public transportation, which in my honest opinion was some of the worst. Now they say New York has the best transit, but it was some of the worst transportation that you can deal with. But that's another thing. But you had different options for getting around, so you didn't always have to rely on driving somewhere, or the responsibility of driving wasn't always up to you. You would be taking either an Uber or Lyft, the bus, where the bus driver has to drive a certain way, and they have the added benefit of people having to basically let the bus get through first for whatever street you are on. The point of this video is to anybody who's watching to maybe take a look at some of the things you do and maybe ask yourself, is this like necessary, or like, because I'm for one, I'm a very polite person. I generally try to not be in anyone's way. I try to do things efficiently and let everyone else do things there efficiently. A lot of the things that I brought up are things that I try not to do, like especially when I do go shopping. I make it my business to really look at what I'm doing and to make sure that I'm not obstructing anyone else from, you know, doing their like shopping, especially if they're like in a rush, because you don't know anyone's situation. Someone might have to hurry up and buy something because they don't have the time, because they, let's say, probably got to go to work and they have somebody that they have to feed at home. So you don't want to take up their time and then they get to work late while you don't have anything to do that day, and you're just leisurely looking at things, but you're also blocking an entire pathway because you just don't want to put your shopping cart straight. All of these things seem like it might be minimal, and it might seem like, oh well, there's no big deal, but when it happens time after time after time, especially to one person, or it might not be that big of a deal for like a certain day, you never know when it might be big issues, and whenever day it might happen. So like I said, the point of the video was to talk about some common courtesy, and maybe whoever's watching can take away on how to be a little bit more courteous when they just go out on their regular day. Anyway guys, that's been the end of the video. Be sure to leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment as well, giving me some feedback, whether you like what I talked about or if you didn't like what I talked about. Something that you might want to hear me talk about that's a little bit more entertaining. I know that this video probably wasn't the most entertaining in the world, but it was just something that I wanted to talk about a little bit more informative than entertainment wise. Be sure to subscribe, share the video with people you might feel like needs to be more courteous, or someone that you feel like needs to hear this. The more of my videos get shared, the better it will be for me to be shown to a wider audience and get more subscribers in order to grow my channel. I'm really trying to grow as quickly as I can. I have goals in mind that are set personally, and I know the only way to get there is to keep on trying and to keep on uploading videos in order for me to make a success of this channel. In the future, I do want to have some collaboration or some kind of discussion with anyone who might want to be in one of my videos, and maybe that'll be a little bit more fun. And that's just a future topic that I want to work on. I might be a little bit ways away from that, but every video that I'm putting out is me trying to make improvements. You might notice that I'm a little bit more talkative, a little bit more focused in this video. The last video, which was my intro video, was just me trying to get something out there, really try to introduce myself. I wasn't really I didn't really have a focus for that video. The video was uploaded and that was it. But with this video, I had a little bit of a focus in mind. I want to continue to refine my focus in future videos. That way it won't be too much of me babbling. And the only way for really me to get there is to, I guess, have feedback on what you guys might want to hear, and hopefully I can work on that and the videos can be more and more enjoyable and more watchable. Till next time, this has been your host, Mr. C.